Welcome back, strategic shoppers. We're about to dive into one of the most transformative aspects of serious couponing, stockpiling. Now, before you start picturing those extreme couponing shows with garages full of toothpaste and enough laundry detergent to last 3 lifetimes, let me explain what smart stockpiling actually looks like and why it's going to revolutionize your household budget. First, let's clear up the biggest misconception about stockpiling. It's not hoarding. Hoarding is accumulating things you don't need and may never use. Stockpiling is strategically building a supply of products you use regularly so you can avoid paying full price and ensure you never run out of essentials. It's the difference between panic buying and strategic purchasing. Here's the fundamental philosophy behind smart stockpiling. You want to buy products when they're at their lowest prices, not when you happen to run out of them. Think about it. When you run out of shampoo and you're rushing to the store to buy more, you pay whatever the current price is. You have no choice. But when you have a reasonable stockpile of shampoo, you can wait for sales, use coupons, and only buy when you can get the best deal. The shift in thinking is incredibly powerful. Instead of being at the mercy of whatever prices happen to be when you need something, you become the one in control. You dictate when and how much you pay for household essentials. Let me give you a real example from my own household. Last year, I tracked my spending on laundry detergent. Before I started strategic stockpiling, I was buying detergent whenever I ran out, usually paying between $8 and $12 a bottle. But once I started stockpiling strategically, I only bought detergent when I could get it for $3 or less using coupons and sales. That same year, I saved over $150 just on laundry detergent by simply changing when I bought it, not what I bought. Now, let's talk about calculating true stockpile value and return on investment, because this is where smart stockpiling separates itself from mindless accumulation. Every item in your stockpile should provide a clear financial benefit that you can measure and track. Here's how I calculate stockpile ROI. First, I determine the regular retail price of an item. Then I figure out what I actually paid using coupons and sales. The difference between those two numbers is my immediate savings, but the real value comes from avoiding future full price purchases. For example, let's say toothpaste normally costs $4 at my local store, but I can get it for $1 when I combine sales and coupons. If I buy 6 tubes when I can get that $1 price, I've saved $18 compared to buying those same 6 tubes at regular price. But it gets better. Those 6 tubes will last my family about 6 months, which means I won't need to buy toothpaste at any price for half a year. During those 6 months, I can watch for the next great toothpaste deal without any pressure to buy. Understanding space management and organization is crucial because a disorganized stockpile quickly becomes useless. You need to know what you have, where it is, and when it expires. This doesn't require a huge amount of space. Even a hall closet or some basement shelving can hold a substantial stockpile if it's organized well. I organize my stockpile by category and expiration date. Personal care items go in one area, cleaning supplies in another, pantry items in a third section. Within each category, I practice first in, first out rotation, using older items before newer ones to minimize waste from expiration. Here's something really important about space management. Start small and grow gradually. You don't need to build a year's worth of inventory overnight. Start with a month's worth of essentials, then gradually build up to 2 months, then 3. This gradual approach helps you learn what works for your family and avoids overwhelming your storage space. Inventory tracking doesn't have to be complicated, but it does need to be consistent. I keep a simple notebook where I list what I have, how many units, and approximate expiration dates. Some people use smartphone apps or spreadsheets, but honestly, a basic notebook works just fine. The key is to check your stockpile before shopping and update your inventory when you add new items. This prevents buying things you already have plenty of and helps you identify when you're running low on items you should look for deals on. Let me talk about rotation strategies, because this is where many people go wrong with stockpiling. The goal is to use your stockpile, not preserve it like a museum. Your stockpile should be constantly flowing. Items coming in when they're cheap, items going out as you need them in daily life. I follow what I call the sweet spot principle for most household essentials. For non-perishable items like toothpaste, shampoo, or cleaning supplies, I try to maintain a 3 to 6 month supply. This gives me enough buffer to wait for good deals without tying up too much money or space. For pantries with longer shelf lives like canned foods or pasta, I might keep 6 to 12 months supply. For items with shorter shelf lives or that take up a lot of space, I keep smaller stockpiles, maybe just a month or 2. The beautiful thing about this approach is that it smooths out price fluctuations. Instead of paying whatever prices happen to be when you need something, You're essentially paying the average of the best prices you found over several months. And since you're only buying during sales and with coupons, that average is much lower than regular retail prices. Here's something that separates smart stockpiling from hoarding. You stockpile items you actually use in quantities that make sense for your household. If you don't eat canned soup, you don't stockpile canned soup just because it's cheap. If you're a single person, you don't need 50 tubes of toothpaste. The goal is to buy what you need when it's cheapest, not to accumulate massive quantities of random items. Stockpiling also provides incredible peace of mind during uncertain times. When there are supply chain disruptions or natural disasters or economic uncertainty, having a reasonable stockpile of essentials means you're not competing with panicked shoppers for basic necessities. You can stay home while others are fighting over the last package of toilet paper. But perhaps the biggest benefit of strategic stockpiling is the psychological shift it creates. When you know you have several months worth of household essentials in your stockpile, you stop feeling urgency about shopping. You can take time to find the best deals, wait for those sales, and shop strategically instead of reactively. The psychological shift extends beyond just saving money. It reduces your stress, eliminates those last-minute emergency trips to the store, and gives you a sense of security and control over your household expenses. You become proactive instead of reactive, strategic instead of desperate. The key to successful stockpiling is to view it as an investment in your family's financial future. Every dollar you save by buying at stockpile prices instead of full retail is a dollar that stays in your pocket. And over time, these savings compound into significant money that you can use for other priorities, like paying off debt or building an emergency fund or investing in the future. Now, let's dive into one of the most powerful concepts in strategic couponing: understanding and leveraging retail shopping cycles. This is where you truly start thinking like a retail strategist instead of just a consumer, and it's going to completely transform how you approach shopping and saving. Here's something most shoppers never realize: retail prices aren't random. They follow predictable patterns based on seasons, promotional cycles, and inventory management strategies. Once you understand these patterns, you can predict when items will be at their lowest prices and plan your purchases accordingly. The foundation of retail cycles is what's called a 12-week promotional cycle. Most major retailers plan their promotions and sales in 12-week blocks, which means that any given product typically goes on its best sale about 4 times per year, roughly every 3 months. Understanding this cycle means you never have to pay full price for anything if you plan ahead. Here's how the 12-week cycle works in practice. Let's say Tide laundry detergent goes on sale at Target in January with great coupons available. If you stock up during that sale, you'll have enough detergent to last until the next major Tide promotion, which will likely happen in April. By the time you're running low on your stockpile, the next great deal is usually right around the corner. But here's where it gets really strategic. Different stores often run their cycles at different times. So, while Target might have their big Tide promotion in January, CVS might run theirs in February, and Kroger might do theirs in March. By understanding multiple stores' cycles, you can find rock-bottom prices almost every month instead of waiting 3 months between deals. Let me share some specific examples of predictable sales cycles that you can count on. Back-to-school supplies hit their lowest prices in August and September, obviously. But what many people don't realize is that school supplies go on clearance again in January when stores clear out excess inventory from the fall semester. Office supplies follow a similar pattern. Holiday items follow very predictable cycles. Christmas decorations and gifts are cheapest right after Christmas. Halloween candy and decorations are deeply discounted on November 1st. Valentine's Day items are cheapest on February 15th. If you're willing to buy for next year, you can save 75% or more by shopping clearance sales right after the holidays. Health and beauty items have interesting cycles tied to New Year's resolutions and spring cleaning. January and February are great months for deals on vitamins, diet products, and fitness equipment. March and April often bring sales on spring cleaning supplies and organizing products. Seasonal food items follow weather patterns and holidays. Grilling supplies and condiments go on sale in late spring before summer barbecue season. Soup and hot beverage ingredients are cheapest in late summer before fall weather arrives. Understanding these patterns helps you stock up when prices are lowest. Here's something really powerful about seasonal stockpiling. You're essentially arbitraging time. You're buying products when supply is high and demand is low, then using them when supply is lower and demand is higher. This is the same principle that successful investors use applied to household shopping. Let me walk you through a real seasonal stockpiling strategy I use every year. In late August, stores want to clear out summer items to make room for fall merchandise. Sunscreen, which might cost $8 to $12 during peak summer, often goes on clearance for $2 or $3. I stock up on enough sunscreen to last my family through the following summer. By the time we need it again, I've saved 70% compared to buying it at peak season prices. Understanding manufacturer promotional cycles is another powerful tool. Many manufacturers run major couponing campaigns at predictable times. Procter & Gamble often releases high-value coupons in January and September. Household product manufacturers frequently promote in March and April for spring cleaning. Beauty brands often have major promotions in February for Valentine's Day and May for Mother's Day. Here's how I track and leverage these cycles. I keep a simple calendar where I know when different products historically go on their best sales. When those times approach, I start watching for coupons and loading up my stockpile. This systematic approach ensures I'm always buying at or near the lowest prices of the year. Store anniversary sales are incredible opportunities that many shoppers miss. Most major retailers have anniversary sales where they offer deeper discounts than usual. CVS typically has anniversary sales in May. Walgreens often does theirs in September. Target has major anniversary promotions throughout the year. Mark these dates on your calendar because anniversary sales often offer the absolute best deals of the year. Regional promotional patterns can vary significantly based on local competition and demographics. Stores in highly competitive markets often have more frequent sales and deeper discounts. Stores in areas with lots of military families might time promotions around deployment schedules. Understanding your local market helps you predict when your specific stores will have their best deals. Here's an advanced strategy for managing multiple store cycles. I call it cycle surfing. Instead of being loyal to one store, you follow the promotional cycles across multiple stores, shopping wherever has the best deals each week. This week might be great for household items at Target, next week might be perfect for health and beauty at CVS, and the following week might offer amazing grocery deals at Kroger. Timing your purchases for maximum impact requires patience and planning, but the savings are incredible. Instead of buying things when you run out, you buy things when they're cheapest and then wait for the next cycle. This might mean buying 6 months worth of shampoo in February when it's on clearance, but not buying any more shampoo until August when the next major sale happens. Here's something crucial about cycle management. You need to track your household's consumption patterns. How long does a bottle of shampoo last in your family? How much laundry detergent do you use per month? Understanding your consumption patterns helps you calculate how much to buy during each promotional cycle to last until the next one. I used to keep simple usage logs for major household categories when I started, but now I can estimate it in my head. But when you're just starting out, this data is incredibly valuable for planning stockpile purchases. Emergency planning is an important part of cycle management. Sometimes unexpected events disrupt normal promotional cycles. Supply chain issues, natural disasters, or economic changes can affect when and how products go on sale. Having a reasonable stockpile provides buffer time to wait for normal cycles to resume. The key to successful cycle management is thinking in terms of annual household budgets instead of weekly shopping trips. Instead of asking, what do I need this week? Start asking yourself, what will I need over the next 3 months, and when will those items be cheapest? This shift in thinking takes some time to get used to, but once you start managing cycles instead of just reacting to immediate needs, your savings will skyrocket. You'll find yourself paying clearance prices for items that other shoppers are buying at full retail just because of when you choose to shop. Now, let's talk about trip planning and execution, where all your preparation and strategy come together in actual shopping trips that deliver amazing results. This is where the rubber meets the road, and I'm going to show you how to plan and execute shopping trips that maximize your savings while minimizing your time and stress. Effective trip planning starts long before you get to the store. In fact, most successful couponing trips are planned days or even weeks in advance. This isn't about being obsessive. It's about being strategic and ensuring that when you do invest time in shopping, you get the maximum results. Here's my weekly trip planning routine that you can adopt for your own household. Every Sunday evening, I spend about 30 minutes planning the upcoming week's shopping. I start by checking store ads for the week, looking for items that are on sale and I either need or can stockpile effectively. Next, I cross-reference those sale items with available coupons. I check my physical coupon stash, browse digital coupon apps, and look for manufacturer coupons that match the sale items. The goal is to find products where I can stack a sale price with coupons for maximum savings. Then I check rebate apps like Ibotta and Checkout 51 to see if any of my targeted items also have cashback offers. This triple stacking, sale price plus coupon plus rebate, creates the most dramatic savings opportunities. Pre-shopping preparation is absolutely crucial for successful couponing trips. Before leaving the house, I organize all my coupons by store and by product category. I make sure my digital coupons are loaded to the appropriate store loyalty cards. I charge my phone and make sure that I have all the necessary rebate apps ready to go. I create detailed shopping lists that include not just what to buy, but what coupons to use for each. This prevents confusion at checkout and ensures I don't forget to use valuable coupons. My list looks something like this: Tide detergent, use $3 manufacturer coupon, Target store coupon, and Circle offer. Here's something really important about list creation. I organize my lists by store layout to make my shopping more efficient. Most stores follow similar layouts with produce near the entrance, dairy on the back wall, and frozen foods in the middle or back. Organizing your list to match the store layout saves time and reduces the chance of forgetting items. Understanding store layout optimization can significantly speed up your shopping trips. I spent time learning the layouts of my most frequently visited stores so I can move through them efficiently. This is especially important when you're doing multiple transactions or managing complex couponing strategies that require careful attention. And here's a pro tip for navigating stores efficiently. Shop during off-peak hours whenever possible. Early mornings, late evenings, and midweek days are usually less crowded, which gives you more time to organize coupons, check prices, and work with cashiers without feeling rushed by long lines behind you. Let me walk you through a typical strategic shopping trip execution. I start by grabbing a cart and reviewing my list one more time. And as I shop, I keep my coupons organized and easily accessible. I double check expiration dates and size requirements as I select products to make sure everything matches my coupons correctly. For stores that require separate transactions for certain deals, I plan my transaction order in advance. For example, at CVS, I might do a transaction that earns extra care bucks first and then use those extra care bucks in my second transaction along with additional coupons. Planning this sequence in advance prevents confusion and maximizes benefits. Checkout strategies can make or break a successful couponing trip. I always approach checkout with patience and politeness, understanding that complex coupon transactions take a little bit longer than typical purchases. I have my coupons organized in the order I want to use them, and I'm prepared to explain any unusual deals to the cashier if needed. Here's something crucial about working with cashiers. Treat them as partners, not obstacles. Most cashiers want to help you save money, but they also need to follow store policies. If a coupon doesn't scan or if there's confusion about a deal, stay calm and ask for help rather than getting frustrated. I always have store policies readily available on my phone in case there are questions about coupon acceptance or the stacking rules. This isn't about being confrontational, it's about having information available to help resolve any confusion quickly and professionally. When dealing with coupon rejections, remember that most issues are technical rather than policy related. A coupon might not scan because of printing quality, expiration dates, or size restrictions. Stay patient and work with the cashier to identify and resolve the issue. If necessary, ask to speak with a manager who might have more authority to address the complex situations. Building relationships with store employees is one of the most valuable long-term strategies for successful couponing. Time management during shopping trips is crucial because couponing can be time-intensive if you're not efficient. I set realistic expectations for how long trips will take and plan accordingly. A major stockpiling trip might take 2 hours, while a quick rebate run might only take 30 minutes. Here's an important mindset shift about trip execution. Focus on value per minute rather than just total savings. A trip where you save $50 in 2 hours might be more valuable than a trip where you save $20 in 30 minutes. Both can be worthwhile depending on your time availability and savings goals. Post-trip organization is just as important as pre-trip planning. When I get home, I immediately organize my purchases into my stockpile, update my inventory tracking, and submit receipts to rebate apps while everything is fresh in my memory. I also note what worked well and what could be improved for future trips. The key to successful trip execution is treating each shopping trip as a strategic mission with clear objectives and planned tactics. You're not just randomly wandering around stores hoping to find deals. You're executing a carefully planned strategy designed to maximize savings while respecting your time and energy. Remember, the goal isn't to spend all of your free time couponing. It's to develop efficient systems that deliver significant savings without taking over your life. With good planning and execution strategies, you can achieve dramatic savings in just a few hours per week. Next up, we're diving into advanced extreme couponing techniques where you'll learn the insider strategies that create those jaw-dropping deals you see on TV. These techniques will take your savings to the next level and show you how to turn couponing into a serious money-saving system.